was a lot. Let's have a quick recap. The new Sandlord seasonal mechanic, a new hero trait for Thea, the new blending system, new legendaries, the new gear imprint system, new explosive support skills, hero balancing changes, improvements to core gameplay mechanics, secret realms, adjustments to deep space, tons of quality of life, our second anniversary event, and so much more.
Okay.
Sandlord is right around the corner, coming April 17. Stay tuned for more news. That's all for today, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
All right, that was the season preview for the Sandlord season. As you can see there, it's TLGOLD0418. That's TL Golds 0418. Ladies and gentlemen, if that code is still good, that will net you 300 Primo Crisps. That's pretty cool. All right, so we did just watch. We're getting edged. We're getting edged. Oh no, we gotta pull that up for the match notes. Anyway, we are gonna go in and we're gonna dive into these patch notes. As you heard, there is a lot coming in standard Torchlight fashion, so there's gonna be a lot to get into. We have the new seasonal mechanic, Sandlord. It functions kind of like Farmville. You get these Oasis coins, which is your resource and currency you use to pay workers to farm mines or make you foods and water, purify waters and stuff. And then you collect these goods from your farming and then ship them to NPCs, not players, other players. You trade with these NPCs or you ship them on some sort of time-gated event. So it'll take like, I don't know, 10 minutes, an hour. I don't know the time. But there's going to be a time gate while you wait for this Zeppelin or whatever to move stuff around. And I, for one, don't really like the Farmville mechanic. I'm not looking forward to it. But a lot of people are going to like this kind of passive income. You know, it's gains. You'll sit there every few hours. You go back there and you get a bunch of free loot, maybe FEs. I don't know to what extent. But the main thing you're trying to do here is get these new resources for the blending ritual. And this is really big. And what it does is you can put this new mod on your belt. All the belts can do it. Even legendary belts will have a spot for you to do this, from my understanding. And they'll give you access to either regular medium talents, which is probably the weakest thing, but they'll be the easiest thing to put on. And then you'll be able to get medium or major talents, which are like the things you can get on pedigrees. They're the major talent nodes at the top of your skill trees. You can get those on your belts now, or you can even pick up one of the hero traits that you weren't able to pick up, because a lot of options you'll get, as you can see, multiple hero traits. Did I skip over it already? It looks like I did. And here you got 2 at 60. You could get one or the other. But with this thing, you'll be able to brand it or blend it onto your belt, which is going to give a lot of builds, a lot of power. They used to have this in the game before in the form of hero memories and relics. And they removed it a while back, a few seasons ago, maybe a year ago at this point now. But they're back again in the blending ritual. So that's big, big power. That's going to be great. We have the new hero, Thea Blasphemer. If you are an erosion and or dot enjoyer, mainly the erosion dots like mind control, this is your hero. This is going to be bananas powerful. It's going to be really strong. You can start stacking it. And what she does is reverse blessing stacking. So you start with the 444 for focus, for agility, for tenacity, like every other character. But every time you get a max blessing stack, instead of going up to 5 or 6 or 7, you go down to 3 or 2 or 1. And every time you go down, you're going to gain a new stack of desecration instead. And that'll give you 15% additional erosion damage. And if you can hit the perfect, the setup is what they're advertising is if you get all 4 of your blessings to 0, you can now start stacking up to 25 desecrations, and 25 times 15 is 375 additional erosion damage, just right there. So she's going to be really, really fun. Definitely watch out for her mind control, her hunting abominations, shackles, and shadow shots versions of the build are all going to be dangerous. And obviously wilt stacking and reaping is going to be probably the highlight meta. On top of that, they're doing over changes to deep space specifically, which is going to be a big theme of the season, because what they're doing in deep space, they're getting rid of the regular atlas and regions. Instead, you're getting 5 new giga maps, and they're apparently bigger maps with more monsters and much, much harder to do than normal. And you're gonna have like 9 negatives on the map, and they're gonna have super negative mods that have all these new ailments. And these new ailments are apparently going to be really dangerous and alter how you play the game, apparently, is how they're advertising it. And if you read through the patch notes, you'll notice there's a lot of ailment immunity or chance to avoid ailments added to a lot of stuff in the game. So I have a feeling this is going to be very important. I have a feeling it's going to be an evasion avoidance season, as well as the mind control Thea's going off. So it'll be interesting. As always, there's a bunch of new legendary gears. A lot of it is, well, sadly targeted to the new hero, erosion stuff. There's new transitional gear, which is like the powerful legendaries you would get in, let's say, the treasure troves that are help to get your build started. There's a lot of new ones for those. Sadly, most of them are for the new hero. And then there's a few others along the way. So that's pretty cool. They are adjusting the Plane Watchers. So now those big legendaries you got from fighting the Plane Watchers, Surging Inspiration, Ghost Slaughter, Warden's Breastpin, stuff like that, they will only drop from Profound and levels now. So you can't get these items to drop until you're in Profound. And they will be introducing new legendaries in Time Arc 8. So 7 will have like a default set of loot. 8 will have new legendaries. And then these big powerful ones we're used to are being moved to Profound level. On top of that, it's gonna the star shards, the keys you use to fight the Watchers, you can't trade those anymore. So there used to be this boss rushing strategy that was very popular for early tier 7 farming FE gains, where you would just rush bosses, get a bunch of star shards, and sell these star shards to players who wanted to farm bosses. You can't do that anymore. So that sucks, but we'll see how it plays out. The other thing that's kind of annoying that I noticed in the preview was, I don't know if that maybe it was a deep space thing that popped up or what, but like I saw it took 20 invites to fight a Watcher in the preview for something they clicked, instead of the normal 8, I think it used to be, or 12. So it's going to take longer, and you won't be able to buy them and or sell them. So it's going to be a little adjustment there, and we'll see what happens. On top of that, they are also making all the monsters in Time Arc 8 and higher have 100% more HP. So that also will be interesting. They added a bunch of new active skills. This one specifically is for minions. They added a minion aura, an attack damage aura, and an area damage aura, and some new restoration supports with a lot of restoration effects giving you the immune to ailments. So they kind of want to force you down that path. The new Pact Spirit is for the Thea. It gives you, every time you get a blessing, you would get a stack of repentance. Each stack of repentance, 4% erosion damage. You can get up to 4 plus 3, 7 stacks of that. And each stack will also end up giving you 3% erosion resistance on top of the 4% erosion damage. So a very big erosion damage tank and damage dealer for the new hero. The new season drop Pact Spirit, on the other hand, is a little different than what we're used to. Normally, we would get like a legendary ability. Like originally, the pets came out where it was like a legendary ability, a little bit more drops, upgraded legendary ability, which is the same ability, a little bit more drops, and that was it. Then they turned into, you get ability, you get a new ability, a reroll, a new ability, and then it's just 2 ability, 1 ability and a reroll. And that was the new standard. Now they're going even deeper, where it's just 5 new abilities. And in my opinion, this is a problem. It's not the same as just more loot anymore. It is literally changing how this is going to work out. Someone who has this is not experiencing the same gameplay. It's not, when I say gameplay, I don't mean at the end they get more loot. Gameplay is different. No, I mean the gameplay of this event will function and feel different outside of just loot acquisition, because they have the pet leveled up. And that shouldn't be the case. Pets, if the way they are, should just be little boosts or bonuses, not complete game-changing mechanics like this one is. Hopefully this is not the new standard of pets, and they don't keep doing that. So that's that. On top of this, they've done a whole Battle reworks, they're making attack projectiles, ranged attack projectiles stronger, two-handed weapons stronger, anything that makes you stand still, they're buffing. Anything that makes you move to deal damage and automated, they're nerfing and or making you lose move speed. They're buffing anything that has erosion in the name. Anything that says erosion is getting a buff, pretty much. They're bringing in true damage. They're nerfing auras every season. And then they're also doing a damage cap adjustment, which is kind of a big deal. This damage cap is used to have independent damage caps for like on hit, secondary damage. So other builds could theoretically hit 3 or 4 damage caps at the same time. That's not happening anymore. Now they all share the same damage cap. But that's not all they're doing. Now, if you still like making those insane high damage cap videos, you can still do that because the damage cap is being removed for the boss conquest mode. So expect a lot of crazy damage videos to be made. Other than that, you got like I said, emphasis on getting some defensive layers to be immune or avoid the ailments is a big deal. Don't sleep on that. And of course, they have a bunch of legendary gear being added and adjustments. New talents are being shifted around, so the talent boards won't look the same. So be sure you check out your talent boards. Make sure your old builds are alive. All the talents you need are still there. They're nerfing skills, buffing skills, adjusting them. So you might want to go through all of that. The other thing that's really important is they are reworking and or adjusting a lot of the other heroes. Some of them are just getting little nerfs. Some of them are getting massive nerfs. Some of them are getting, well, a whole wall of text of reworks. So check out your heroes, check out your characters, and the patch notes. Make sure you're up to date on all that goodness. I will be linking all this stuff, the patch notes and the video in the description below. The autocast is being nerfed, as I said, and that's it. There you go. So that is everything in a very TLDR format. I will be linking not only the links to these patch notes, but a link to the video, if you prefer the video format of the announcement from XD themselves. Definitely go check that out. Give them the view, give them the sub, hook up their content support. And that's good. So I'll put those in the descriptions. I will be back full-time starting in the season, which is coming out in, I believe, 4 days in North America and 5 days in China and or Europe areas, really, really early in the morning on the 18th. So definitely stay tuned for that. I will be back full time. So if you want someone to play with or hang out or just talk about the new season, I will be here on Twitch. I also am going to be experimenting with YouTube streaming this season. So if you prefer to watch me on YouTube, you'll be able to do that this season. So that's pretty cool. All right, guys, hopefully you're excited for the Sandlord season coming out, and hopefully we'll see you here in a few days. Until then, happy hunting and good luck. Bye-bye.